Aquaponics is basically it's the cross between aquaculture and hydroponics. Aquaculture being fish culturing, raising fish, and then hydroponics, which is raising vegetables and other products with chemicals. Although the hydroponic people have come a long way in the organic world, they're mostly all chemical farmers.
Right.
What we do is we raise fish and we grow vegetables off of the fish water. This aquaponics system here has got the same basic principles of what we grow. Most people think the fish are really the star of the system, where they're not. It's the bacteria. We are working the nitrogen circle. The fish emit ammonia, which is the base or the food for the bacteria, and then as the bacteria cycle goes into nitrite and it goes to nitrates, then the plants will filter it. We raise fish in a big tank. Our tank is, well, the system is 11,000 gallons is our system. It is a completely recirculating system. Here in the desert, we thought it might be interesting to run a system that will have harvest, where you get 2 harvests out of the same gallon of water. Also a recirculating system instead of a one-way system. So we raise the fish, we breed the fish water then rolls through the plants will filter the system, and then that water's pumped right back into the fish tank. If the fish didn't have the plants, the fish would die, they would pollute the water so much, they would burn themselves up, and then the plants obviously need the fish to grow too, or they wouldn't live in the water. It's a very balanced system. We're forced to grow or to use organic practices, where we can't have the little locker in the back corner to throw our poison. If we do anything to the plants, if we throw a pesticide on our plants to get rid of our bugs, it will kill the fish. If we get a disease in our fish, we put anything in the water to fix the fish, it will kill our plants. So we work this balanced system, basically working the nitrogen cycle over and over and over again. Half of the system is done in a parking lot. We run troughs that are 32 feet long. We've got 8 troughs where the water will work its way through it, ends up in a sump tank, and then we have a greenhouse on the other side of the parking lot. We use a shade cloth very much like they have here on the parking lot to help us with the troughs and the heat. In the greenhouse, we have it split. We have 2 sides of it. We have a vertical raft system on one side of the greenhouse. The other side of the greenhouse is what we call the dry side, which is where we grow quite a bit of our shoots. The wheatgrass, the pea, the radish, those types of products do not grow well in the water. It's been an experiment for us. We both went to Hawaii and got certified, my business partner and I, and now we're one of the very few commercial aquaponic growers here in the Phoenix area. We're also members of the Aquaponics Association, which is an international group of people of like thinking, where we have on the board of governors, we've got people out of London, Australia. It's very big in Australia. There's New Zealand, South Africa, and then we actually got some guys from Iceland on the group too. Basically, all of us are trying to, we're food people. We're concerned about the quality of food that we are getting, and especially buying it from the local grocery stores and the transportation miles behind food. It's our dream it's our passion, I should say, to teach everybody how to do these types of systems in their own backyard so they can grow their own food. They can raise their own fish, they can grow their own vegetables, and it won't feed them completely unless they get really good at it, but it will definitely supplement and take some money out of that budget. Yeah, you might not be able to watch as much TV as you're used to, but once you get into gardening and start doing your gardening, it becomes quite a bit of fun. Raising your fish, we raise what's called the Nile tilapia, which is considered an exotic species in the state of Arizona. We're not allowed to sell the fish alive anyway unless you have a license. There are lots of licenses involved when you're raising fish, especially a non-native species to Arizona. So we breed our fish, and we do not have a license to clean our fish, so if we sell our fish, we got to sell them to you on ice. We can't even cut them. We don't have the right piece of paper to do that. But basically, through our program, we built a CSA, one of the very few CSAs in town that's an a la carte CSA, where you'll go through the website, you'll buy points, and then you buy your product by the points that you have, so that your CSA, basically, most of our products have a quick turn, and you'll see a harvest sheet on the website, and you can buy particularly what's going to be in season or what's growing for that week's delivery on the CSA. Thank goodness for a good, strong website and a good web guy that's been helping us through that. A lot of that website maintenance is done on the website, so we just got to open it up and look who's buying what and where. And it actually sends us emails so we know what food that has to be boxed and packaged for that customer service and then for our drop locations. We test our food quite often. We are very concerned, I'm sure all of you are, about the E. coli scares that we've been hearing a lot about in the news. The cantaloupe, the poor guys out of Denver or out of Colorado, that 20-some people have died because they ate cantaloupes with E. coli poisoning on them. So we test our food. We have a spent water testing twice a week, every Tuesday and Thursday, where our water is tested for Listeria, E. coli, and salmonella poisoning. The testing is definitely an added thing that we do. It's something where you would be required if you're going to sell it to like a Whole Foods, but our concentration is to make sure that the food that we're taking out or that we're selling to our people is definitely it's healthy food. We also do nutritional tissue testing, especially in our lettuces. In an aquaponics system, there are missing minerals that might be in the system. When we do the tissue testing, we'll find out what we're missing, and then we'll do a foliar spray to add that to the food to make sure that the product that's going out of the farm is as nutrient dense as possible.